All right, let's go over our expectations for this time together, and then we'll start in on our lesson for today. Do it with me. Rule number 1, be kind. Rule number 2, stay out of other people's stuff. Rule number 3, I raise my hand to speak. Rule number 4, one person speaks at a time. Rule number 5, stay in one spot until it's time to switch. Okay, boys and girls, today we are going to read a book, What Lives in a Polar Habitat, and we are going to use a listening strategy that's going to help us get even more information from this book. So the strategy that I want you to use is selective listening. Go ahead and say selective listening.
Selective listening.
And selective listening is when you're listening for something specific. And what we are listening for today is our facts. A fact is something that is true. You can prove it. I want to show you what it is. I'm going to pretend that I'm listening, and I'm going to read it at the same time. But I'm going to read this page, and I'm going to listen for a fact. The polar habitats are the coldest places on Earth. I just heard a fact that these habitats are the coldest places on Earth. Are you ready to try? When I read a page, then you listen for the fact that you hear on that page. Ready? Okay. Polar habitats are the coldest places on Earth. We already covered that one. The penguin spends most of its time in the water hunting for food. Did anyone hear a fact on that page? Silvana? Something about the penguin? Did you get anything from that one? Did you hear? What did you hear? They hunt for food. Very good. Was there another fact, Abby?
They stay in the water for the most of the. They stay in the water for the most of the time.
For most of the time. Mike, you're saying that you had the same thought. What a good thought if you both had it. Sanaya, did you hear another fact? Food? Mm-hmm. They're hunting for food. Okay. More selective listening. The blue whale is the largest animal in the world. A fact. Sam. I'll read it again. The blue whale is the largest animal in the world.
I get it, Miss Lee.
Pass? Okay. Malia.
That is the biggest animal in the world.
Yeah, and did you notice she listened to the fact, but then when she retold it to me, she told it in her own words. So that's really good. Okay. The walrus has a mustache with whiskers that help it find food in the deep, dark waters. Ooh, lots of facts on this page. Sanaya?
Oh, that was real. That was real.
Okay. This is a drawing, but it is a real animal. Cameron, did you hear a fact in that, or would you like me to read it again? Let's read it again. Selective listening. The walrus has a mustache with whiskers that help it find food in the deep, dark waters. Cameron? What about a mustache? What's the fact? The walrus has one? You tell me that.
The walrus has one.
Okay. Sam, did you hear a fact?
The walrus has.
Are you looking at these? Or the mustache?
Mustache stickers to the deep ocean.
Mm-hmm.
To find food.
Yeah. Mike? Yeah, these are tusks, aren't they? They didn't mention that in there, but when we get to our next part, it'll be very important to notice things about the pictures, too. The seal likes to hunt large fish and squid.
Squid.
Sanaya?
Wait, is squid real?
Uh-huh. A squid is kind of like an octopus, but it's bigger and swims deeper in the ocean.
The big, it eats big fish.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. The snow goose uses its short, strong beak to dig roots to eat. Did anyone hear a fact on that page? 1 second. Oh, no. Juanita. Maria. The beak is strong. See, now, Juanita heard a fact, and then she told it back to me in her own words, too. They have a strong beak. Did you hear one, Sanaya? They're eating. Did you remember what they're eating? Did anyone catch that fact? Abby.
Cold hard fish.
No, that was the other one. Let me read it again. That's okay. The snow goose uses its short, strong beak to dig roots to eat. Oh, we heard it that time. We all heard it that time. Okay. Remember, this is the one that looks like a penguin, but it's not in the South Pole. It's in the North Pole. It's a puffin. Can you scoot back to your spot, please? Puffins like to dive into the water to catch fish to eat. Oh, Juanita. Shh, let's listen. Uh-huh. But they're puffins. Was that yours too, Sylvan, or did you hear a different one? Oh, you heard the same one? It was a good idea. Mike, are you ready? Ready to listen for a fact on this page? The moose can grow antlers up to 6 feet wide. Mike, did you hear one? What'd you hear? Sit down, Lydia. These antlers can be how wide? Someone tell them.
Tall.
6 feet. That's as tall as like
Me?
Mr. Rolf's
Taller.
or Mr. T. Mr. T is 6 feet tall. The Arctic fox lives in burrows under the snow. Josiah, did you hear a fact? What'd you hear? Burrows, that's the word that stuck out to me too. We didn't talk about it right now, but do you remember talking about burrows on a different day? With that other book we read? Okay. Does anyone remember what burrows are? Otherwise, I'm going to tell you. Yes. Abby, you're going to shake my video camera. Please stop. Get off that bookcase.
Some animals like groundhog live in burrows.
Yes, excellent. And what is a burrow that the groundhog lives in?
Is this hole that it sleeps in?
It digs a hole and it sleeps in it. And the Arctic fox does that too. You made a great connection. Wow. All right, here we have our friend. The polar bear is a very good swimmer. What'd you hear, Sanaya? Oh, okay. Help her out. Mike. Well, you didn't raise your hand, Sam. Oh, but what did you hear me say?
Can you read it again?
The polar bear is a very good swimmer. What is it?
The polar bear is a great swimmer.
Yeah, and we can all come up with images in our minds from the different videos we've watched of the fun polar bear swimming. Okay, stop that. The snowy owl has good eyesight and hearing that help it find food that is hidden under the snowy ground. I'm hoping you two are using your selective listening. Did you hear a fact? Malia is. What'd you hear?
That the owls are good eaters.
Oh,
they eat mouse too.
Okay, and what helps them find that mouse?
Ice.
Okay. Okay, let's move on. Well, we always run out of time in intervention time. The Arctic hare digs through the snow to find woody plants and mosses to eat. What'd you hear, Juanita? Woody plants. And how does he find them? He digs through the snow. Good listening. Okay, look here. Now listen. Listen for a fact. It's okay, guys. It happens. You'll be okay. Sit up now. The igloo is a house made of blocks of snow. So what is this? I'm ready for one of these boys back here to tell me what they heard. Sam.
Block snow.
Get off that bookcase. You're shaking my video.
It's not really snow, it's actually ice.
Okay, blocks of snow, but you say it's blocks of ice?
No.
I'm going to have to look into that. You just came up with a good question.
No, it's actually made of ice because my uncle broke it.
He did. Well, we're going to have to ask him. Cameron.
People live inside it.
People live inside it.
My uncle lives in Oslo. That they go inside it.
Scoot forward a little bit. You keep bumping that bookcase. Ice floes are large, flat pieces of ice that float in the sea. Malia.
A big piece of the ice.
Stop.
Big piece of the
Sit nicely.
big pieces of ice flow in the
And what are they called?
chunks of ice.
They're called ice floes. Repeat it after me. Ice floes. Got it. There's even people who live in the polar habitats. Eskimos wear snowshoes to help them stay on top of the snow while they walk. I'm going to read that again because I'm not sure I had all the selective listening. Let's have those ears. You can't listen if you're talking. Listen, this is our last page. Let's see what we get with our selective listening. Eskimos wear snowshoes. Eskimos wear snowshoes to help them stay on top of the snow while they walk. What did you hear? Is it about this? Okay, what?
Boots.
Boots. I see boots in the picture, but what did you hear about? Abby.
I heard that they wear the boots so they can stay on top of the snow.
To stay on top of the snow, but the word wasn't boots. Did anyone hear the word? Silvana.
Gravel.
Shoes. What kind of shoes?
Boots. No boots.
Snowshoes, Marcel.
Snowshoes.
Marcel, very good. Okay, so that is how we listen to a book using selective listening. You did great. Abby, scoot forward. You're just going to hit Mike. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to do the next thing. I'm going to hand each of you a page from the book and an organizer. And what you're going to do is look at all the things you can learn from the picture and all the things you can learn from the words and record that on your graphic organizer. For instance, let's say I was going to do Eskimos here. I'm showing you how to do it. I've got my organizer, I've got my page from the book. So what can I learn? I remember snowshoes, so I'm going to write that in here, snowshoes. I'm going to write stay on top of snow. Sit down, please.
Stay on top of snow.
Okay, so look at how I'm taking notes from here. Now I'm going to notice something from the picture that she's wearing warm clothes. Okay, so I want you to notice what you can from the pictures and from the words and record it in your graphic organizer. So start by taking the clipboard and then passing it to we don't dig through the clipboards. We take the one on top and pass it. Then take one marker and pass it. And I will give you your topic and then give you time
Can
to
I
make,
get a black marker?
if there's one available.
Really?
Here you go.
Yay, I got the snowy owl. Finally,
you go.
I got an owl. I love owls.
Guys are doing great back here. Here you go. Take it off the top. Look, it says Dominic on it. You might want that one. That one, yeah. Here you go, Marcel.
Duct tape on the duck. I have to read it first because I forgot.
idea?
The snow owl.
All right, let's get started right away.